going to add a little bit more detail. So the first thing you want to do is just rub it off a little bit. And then you want to just do a line underneath it. And then just make it go up like this. So it's more diagonal. And then what you want to do is you want to make it curve over the side. Okay, so once you have done that, you can grab it from here and then just make it go inwards like this. And then grab this line and do the same thing. And then with that, you don't want a line there. The next thing you want to do is from this side just do a line like this all the way up here, and then have a line go down like this. There, so it looks a bit more like material. And I'm just going to fix this a bit more, and then also this leg, because it doesn't quite look right at the moment. Like this. So he's cross-legged and he's a little bit tilted, so that's why it's supposed to look like this. And then I'm just going to fix this. Just want to do a line like this. So you don't want to do it straight, but you don't want to do it really curved. You just want it to be just slightly curved like this. So now what we're going to do is work on the carpet, because there's actually quite a lot of detail on it. So the first thing you want to do with this is I'm just going to rub off this line. Yes, just fix it slightly. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it from here. I'm just going to use a line going all the way down. And your line doesn't have to be really straight. Just it can be a little bit bumpy at the same time. There you go, like this. It kind of gets bigger towards the end as well. Just going to straighten it up just a little bit there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to do a line right here from this corner, and I'm just going to make it go down. You can use a ruler if you want to, or you can just leave it and do it by hand. Just going to make it curved a little bit again on that side, like this. And then now what you want to do is from here, you want to do another line. And then another curved line right here. Okay, so there is a pattern to this carpet, and we'll do it in a minute. I'm just going to do this first. So from here, instead of making it pointy, you don't have to. You could just cover it up with this circle right here. It's kind of a circle, and then it goes like this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So you want to do your other piece. I don't really know what to call this, but it's just an extra piece of decoration, and you want to round it up like this so it looks a bit more 3D. And then what you want to do is you want to rub off a little bit of a piece like this, and then you want to make it go up, curve it a little bit, and then make it go back down like that. So it's got a bit of a gap, and then you just add a little bit of detail like this. It'll look better when you add the colour because you can't really see the shade inside. When you add the colour, you'll be able to see a little bit better. Okay, so now we can do the same on this side. so now you have done that part. We can do another line right here. Like this. And then another one again. Right here. It just joins up together and this just hides over it. And then what you want to do is do from this line, what you've just drawn, is you do the line all the way down. So it's all attached together still. And then you want to double it up again. So with this line, right here, the second line, you want to make it go down. You don't want the line to be really thick, you just want it to be a little bit thick. Like this. So there you have 3 different lines. Okay, so now what we want to do is the pattern on the carpet. And as you can see, I've just moved this lower down just because it was slightly too high. So what you want to do on this part is we're going to be doing the pattern like I just said. And it's quite complex. There's quite a lot to do on the pattern. So you want to take it from this side and bulk it out a little bit. This. And then do the same thing on this side. You want to start around here. Make it go out and back in like this. So this side bulks out just a little bit more. And this one doesn't as much. Still quite round though. That's what you want to do there. And now we have to add the detail to this. So you want to grab it from here and you want to make it go upwards, point upwards and back down. And then make it go there, like this. So it's only a slight bump. And then what you want to do is you want to carry on and then make it go up a little bit more, a bit higher, and then make it go all the way down. And it actually goes over. Wait, just gonna fix it. Goes over the edge like this, and then just curves around. There you go. That's what you want to do, and you want to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so this is what you want it to look like. These are supposed to be really thin, but it's really hard to do with a pencil. So when we add the pen, it will be much easier to do. So you don't have to worry about it being too thick because we can just fix it later. And this side, you want it to be slightly higher, the pointy bits here, slightly higher than the left hand side, just because it adds that effect because the carpet is a little bit tilted. So now what you want to do is the pattern inside. So you want to do a cross like this. And this will just help you, or just guide you with the pattern. And now we're getting to the pattern. So what you want to do is from this cross is you want to make like a point like this, like you would just do a bird, for example, and then make it go down. And then what you want to do is you want to make it join the middle like this, and you want to do the same thing on the other side. So basically what you're doing on each side is kind of like a kite, and then it turns into a heart. And you want to do the same thing on all of the sides. So to make it easier, you can just turn your paper around like this, and then you can do each side comfortably. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, so this is what it should look like. as you can see, this one's way too big, so I'm just going to fix it and then we can move on to the next part. Okay, so after a few tweaks, I've managed to do all of the pattern, and now there is actually more to add to the pattern. So you want to rub off all of these little lines that we've done. Well, it was actually the cross. Just rub it off, and then now what we want to do is inside just do this pattern right here. And that pattern is basically this, but much smaller. And it just goes in between of the heart. Like this. And you want to do it all the way around. Okay, so now I need to work on the rest of the patterns for the magic carpet. And what we need to do after doing these added details, we need to work on some right here. And basically all you want to do is a loop, and you just want to double it up on each side right here. Kind of make it swirly like this. So that's what you basically want to do. All around on each one. Now that you've done that, we can work on the pattern right here. So if you look right here, you'll be able to see that there's two dots like this. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And then what you want to do is go around like this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And then right underneath it, you have two big dots that go all the way down to join this one. Okay, so all you want to do now is double it up. And make another big dot, so it's basically the same on both sides. Okay, so now you have done that, we have to work on the patterns all the way here, and there's a lot of them. Okay, so what you want to do on this side, for example, is you want to do a big shape like this, so it follows this shape. This, and then make it go in, and then back out. A bit like that one, but slightly bigger. And then once you've done that, just make it into a swirl. This, and make it into a swirl like this. Okay, so you want to double that up right now. Okay, so basically with this pattern, it kind of goes big and then really thin, and then it goes big again and thin, and then big and thin again. So now you want to add this side of it. This one is going to curl up a little bit, like this. Go, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub off this line, because they're not supposed to be separate, they're supposed to be all in one swirl. And then you want to just make another big swirl right here. It's got to be quite big though. Like this. And then make it swirl inwards. And you want to just double that up again. So you can just rub it off and, you know, start again if you've messed it up a little bit. It goes thin and then just goes big again. Okay, so once you've done that, you have another one on this side, and it's right near this one, and It's just another swirl. Okay, so this is what it should look like, and at the top you just want it to fade away into this and then just swirl back in like this. So you want to do pretty much the same thing on the other side right here. So let's go. Okay, so now that we have finished all of the pattern, we can move on to this part of the carpet. So on this part, there's just kind of little bits of decoration. So I'm just gonna fix this right here, make it just a little bit bigger, like this. And I'm going to add some patterns, and you can't really see what patterns there are, so you can just kind of improvise with this part. Just add any sort of patterns or shapes that you want. It's kind of like all sorts of shapes on this side, so like I said, just kind of improvise and it will kind of look nice. You can do the same thing as me, or you can change it a little bit. It's up to you. Okay, so this is what it kind of looks like. You can't really see what it looks like that much, but it kind of looks like a cobweb, a sun, and just a square with a couple of patterns on it. And now you want to focus on the patterns right here, and they are quite specific, so we have to try our best to do for them like the picture. So you want to curl it like this on the end. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. Curl it like this, and then now it's just little bits of patterns, kind of like we did with this part, but here. And you just want to kind of just repeat that all the way through the picture. Okay, so now you've added the patterns here, you want to do the exact same thing on these two sides. So let's do that. Okay, so I've finished with the patterns right here, here and here, and you can't really see what's on them exactly, so you kind of have to improvise a little bit, which is totally fine. I've also added a couple of more swirls right here, just so it doesn't look empty at the bottom or anything. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tweak a few things, and then we'll be finished with this part. So I'm going to tweak his arm because it's a little bit too thin. Just going to make it a little bit thicker, like this. And I'm also going to fix his eyebrows because I think they're a little bit too thick. So I'm just going to make it go up like this. They are really thick though, so you do want to make him really thick. And he's really shocked because he just found this, so you do want to make him shocked. There you go. And then just add the last bits of details. But I think we're pretty much done. I'm just going to double this up. And there you go. So all we have to do is add the pen and then the color. That we'll be doing in the next part. Okay, so now we have completely finished all we have to do is add the pen and the colour, and the colours actually, because there's plenty of them, but we'll be doing that in the next part. So I'll see you then. Bye!